Alrighty, and we're back. So, now it's time for some cable fly. And again, this is only 10 pounds, so I'm not expecting to really fatigue out of this. But what I'm liking is the fact that, I just feel the contraction. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Piece of cake. Switch legs. So this is one actually where it's easier to switch legs and focus on like the multiple aspects of unilateral training. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, and this is light, so I can just, let's see here, just off of that. No, apparently I'm at 157, so I'm in the cardio range. But I feel easy, right? This is, so from what you should be looking for when you're walking, how I'm having a conversation, and my heart rate is allegedly at 152. This is what you're looking for. Something easy, maybe, a little labored. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we'll switch it back to the other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Forgot to switch legs. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Last set. Alright, so I'm able to knock these out. 1, 2, 3. This is, a very light load. 2, 3. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And last set. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Piece of cake. So, all told, let's see here. We're 20 minutes in. So it's looking about like a half-hour workout. Admittedly, some fussing with the camera. But just I'm getting the work in, but I'm not exhausted. Admittedly, since I've been having a lot of that chili, I'm overindulging. It is what it is. Let's see here. Man, I need to put up like some better guide markers so that I can give myself an idea of what the top frame of my camera is when I'm filming, so I don't have to fuss with it so much. But I feel like if I do that should be good. Yeah, you can still mostly see me. You see my legs. Wonderful. All right, single leg deadlift. I've got 8 pounds here. Nothing too crazy. So the exercise I would have skipped today, I can't. Oh, it's a lever based curl. It looks like. So I need a machine for it. So at home I don't have it. And I've already done a curl for you guys, so That's why we're, not all these workouts do have a bit of a pattern, but we're skipping exercises that I don't have the equipment for. So single leg deadlift with 8 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ooh, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So still a little bit of a balance issue on that. And since I'm working with lightweight, I am also trying to focus on not just letting my shoulders slump, but actually getting like that stability through there. So there we go. Right leg. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, ooh, 10, 11, and 12. Whew. Definitely harder on my right side, but going back to that old foot injury I've told you about, my foot wants to roll flat. And this is where I like being a PT, thinking about like how these chains of movement become involved. So my foot wants to roll flat, which means my right hip has to work on overly pushing, has to work harder to keep my knee from falling inwards, which is part of what's going on. From there, since this goes back to like imagine throwing a ball, that if that left leg, if you're a right-handed thrower, that left leg isn't stable, you're not going to be able to throw that ball very far. So potentially my left shoulder issues could be connected all the way to my foot. That because my foot isn't stable, my knee isn't stable, my hip isn't stable, so I don't have that power to push through. So as a result, what I'm really trying to focus on is 2 things when I'm doing it with my right side is keeping that nice inner arch in my foot, preventing myself from rolling down and in, which is where you see more balance issues, and then focusing on the lift and maintaining that. So it takes me longer on the right side. All right, next set. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Ooh, yeah. So referring back to that entire idea of that like line, it's theoretical. I mean, we do, as a physical therapist, I do want to be able to look at the whole person, but let's say you're an 8 out of 10 shoulder pain. You know what you want your physician to do, or therapist, or orthopedic, whoever, the medical provider who is seeing you to look at your shoulder. You don't want them looking at your foot. You're like, the pain's up here, not down there. And so on my end, yeah, I do try and start with the shoulder. And if I don't start seeing a significant improvement in a few visits, or a positive change in a few visits, I need to start looking elsewhere. And that's where I can talk to my patient about buy-in and thinking about these models. But two like quotes, one that I got from one of my professors: it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And then the second quote is, treat horses, not zebras. This is a shoulder issue. It could be presenting as these other rare or like uncommon type diagnoses, but treat like a horse first before you treat like a zebra. So, what do I know? That my foot was injured and I never did the proper rehab for it. What I could probably do is some like band work to strengthen it. All right, and that I can go complicated to uncomplicated. So if my foot starts feeling better and my shoulder starts feeling better, I know it's an issue. I know that it's like a connected issue. If my shoulder gets better on its own, but my foot still hurts, or like, and like my shoulder, I know I've got the drop shoulder. I'm not left hand dominant. So these could be two separate issues, or they could be similar. Both of my ankles are tight, so it's kind of hard to say like one is causing an issue while the other isn't. So, like to me, my left ankle feels tighter than my right, but I have no right shoulder issue. So, I got to work with what's presented to me, and that's also where I would rather have someone else look me over. I'd like to come to them and say, hey, this is what I've got, and then I'd like to get their opinion because maybe they're saying something that I don't, or have a viewpoint that I haven't considered. Alrighty. So, I think I will call that there. With the loss of balance first off, and second off, I'm supposed to do squats later today. And I feel like I'm getting a little too much of a burn back there with those because of the time it's taking to get that done. But otherwise, 30-minute workout. My Fitbit's telling me I've burned about 190. So I'm just gonna use easy math and call that 140 calories, I'd say, burned. So quick and easy. Got a little burn, nothing too crazy, and still managed to film for you guys while I have another edited video processing. So if you want to do a third set of those deadlifts, you are welcome to do those. You keep working hard, keep having fun, keep doing the things that, keep building up to the things that you want to do, and we'll see you next time. That's it. It is now. Good afternoon, folks. We're doing a gym date tonight, so today, it's not, for myself, it's not going to be anything highly energy expending. We've got cable chops down, and then we'll be doing unilateral chest fly up. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn off the camera, adjust the cable, and then start re-recording again. And then we're going to finish out with single leg deadlifts. I'm probably not going to do any significant amount of weight, if any weight. Like, I might do 8 pounds at most. Just to get a little stretchy. My back's kind of still got that DOMS related soreness, so I don't need to kill myself right now, like, or beat myself up too much. So what I like with this is actually starting with everything kind of rotated towards the anchor, and then you're trying to rotate the whole body away from the anchor. So we'll see how I do. I got the 10-pound band doubled over, so it's about maybe 20 pounds. I'm probably just going to do 3 sets of 12. I believe that's what I'm supposed to be doing at the gym today. So increasing weight, decreasing repetitions, sets stay the same. See how that feels. So focus-wise, this is just my arms moving versus I've got my midline here rolling towards the anchor and then having to rotate away from the anchor. with the weather getting nicer, I am looking to get back into golfing. So this is where I do have a golfing drill that I do, and I do believe it is uploaded on my company's YouTube page, which I may have to link, or the company that I work for. It's not my company. It's on our YouTube page where we are focusing on keeping our arms still. All right, so if I just use my arms to swing, I'm not going to hit very far, versus I've got that hand wrapped around and I'm focusing on getting this midline to turn back. So it's the same idea with this one. I could just use my arms, but I really want to feel like I can use my whole body. So let's see here. Nothing really to report from yesterday in terms of change. I didn't weigh myself today at all. And I might not weigh myself until like Tuesday. I did a little bit of a fridge freezer clean out, so like I made myself, a mocha yesterday and a mocha today. Working on cleaning up this chili that I've had. I had like a third of a bottle of wine, so it's like in the fridge where I'm like, I feel bad about throwing out food. It's just, that is not in my nature to throw out food. But yeah. I have been working on, I was working on the description of some of those videos. And so I'm uploaded up to like the 10th now or something like that. And so part of the rest of the day will be stitching and like working on editing, because I should be getting into the videos now where I will be uploading the notice that I've put this workout vlog, but also that there will be a workout of the day attached to that. So that's going to take me a little longer to figure out, I feel like, how to make the I personally, I think I'd rather make a GIF of the exercise rather than doing like 4 30-second videos. Especially with Instagram, I think Instagram does better with uploading multiple GIFs over doing a like versus me having to upload a more than a minute long video that then has to go to live, right? I don't mind watching. I I know for myself, I prefer seeing just 30 seconds worth of a GIF or swiping 4 times to see 4 GIFs that are 10 seconds long versus watching a minute and then having to switch to Instagram live or video or whatever it is. IGTV, that's what it is. So, personal preferences. You guys can tell me what works better. So with this, you can do it off your knees for an additional challenge where you limit the hip movement. You can use a band. You can use the cable machine at the gym. And again, vary the resistance. And start light. Make sure you're feeling it, in your core, quote unquote. Breathe. And that, my previous views as a physical therapist focusing on, anti-movements, anti-rotation, anti-flexion, extension, side bending, there's, you have to be context specific. So I'll clarify that in a moment. If I am walking, I do want to have relative trunk stiffness, right? I don't want to be, walking too side to side or just uncontrolled twisting. So I want to have that, and I don't want to be too far forward, too far backward, right? So I do want to have general stability in that anti-thought, right? Anti-excess rotation. Anti-flexion extension, anti-side bending, so I'm not flopping. Or if I'm carrying something, right, I don't want to be here or here, but you'll just have to work with what you got. Going back to sports, right, baseball, I need to be able to rotate through my spine, but not limit the movement to my spine, right? I got to follow up with my hips to get that full hit. Same thing with golf, right? I want to feel that I can keep myself stable in my hip and then swing through. So I need to be able to rotate around my hips, around my spine, but they also need to be able to move separately. So that's where I get, grumpy with bridges when I see, okay, I want people to lift their butt up, but they stick their gut up and they get relative hyperextension. That's not good disassociation. I want that anti-movement here to focus on the movement here. So that's where, basic, specific adaptations to impose demands, the SAID principle. You need to, if you want to do something, you have to put strain on your body to adapt to that demand. So anyways, that's enough of that rant. I'm going to switch the cable. We're going to do the unilateral, and then we'll turn the camera, and that'll be easier. I won't have to turn off the camera for that for single leg deadlift. Sip water, because water's good for you. Alright, be right back.